Good morning and welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS, with your host, Bob Pace. It's a warm welcome. I'm glad you found me. There are 8 links to my uh, live stream here. 7 are from Facebook and one's from YouTube. And I'm here to help you with a government agency that I call the Child Protection Systems. It's found in every county in every state. It's also found worldwide. This is an international live stream. Anybody that has the internet worldwide can tune in. And I welcome all of you that have CPS cases that are trying desperately to hang on to their family or get their children back. And I've talked to over 3,050 people, an average of 2 people per day over the show of 1,600 shows. I've been doing this since October of 2023. That's 2 years and a month. That's 25 months. This is my 26th month. I come on at 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturday and Sunday. I'm also again a second time at night at 7 p.m. So that's twice a day, 14 times a week after week, month after month, and year after year. Well, those times I gave you are Pacific Standard Time. I'm broadcasting this south of Los Angeles, California, at a place called Surf City, USA. I'm 3 blocks from the beach, and I want you to know that I really do care about every one of you. I've accumulated a big family. Between 30 and 50 people regularly are on my live stream twice a day. I have a regular person from South Africa, from the northwest province of South Africa. Her name is Leica, and she has actually texted in and called in on numerous times about her terrible situation with a pedophile that attacked her daughter, and the government refuses to do anything. I've found by talking to all these people that we all have something in common. I too was a victim of CPS. My children were wrongfully taken and trafficked into the foster care system. Unfortunately, it took me almost 3 years to get them free. And one of them I lost through no fault of my own. It's called retaliation, and these CPS workers are retaliating right and left. Now, a lot of the names, like in Orange County, California, it's the Child Protection Services, CPS. Next door in LA County is Department of Children and Family Services. In Prescott, Arizona, the home of the Pink Lady, where 8 social workers decided to print on the front of their pink t-shirts that they're professional child kidnappers. And on the back, they said, "Parents, do you know where your children are?" They prayed around the city of Prescott and all the big stores and everything. They were caught. They were fired along with the director. That's a shame, but that's how corrupt CPS is. Not only that, they stole my daughter. They forced my daughter to divorce her mom and dad, to change her name completely, to seal her original birth certificate, create a new birth certificate, a secondary social security card so she can double collect. Not her, but the people taking care of my daughter could double collect from her retirement funds. That was wrong. Good morning. Welcome to Bob Pace's live stream. And who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
This is Jessica.
Oh.
Someone wants to join your live show.
Okay.
Right now.
Sure, they can. They can. Sure. Thank you, Jessica.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Hello. Hello, and welcome to the live stream of Bob Pace here. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Hi, my name is Monique, and I am from Boston, Massachusetts.
Well,
How are
welcome,
you doing
Monique.
today?
Welcome, Monique from Boston, Massachusetts. You called my office, which is okay. I haven't been able to put my number direct line in, but that's okay. I'm glad you called in. I was just talking to my constituents about the ground rules. I just started my live stream at 10 o'clock. Um, what is it
Okay.
that you like to talk about? What do you want to ask me?
Boy, so I think that I'm fighting with DCF as of right now. Um, they removed my 6-year-old from my care due to my drinking from alcoholism. Um, that was back in February of this year, and I've been doing the programs, everything, all the services that I have. Um,
Do they have a
been a part of.
reunification plan? Do they have a reunification plan in
No,
place?
that is what fighting with them for a reunification plan. They're kind of giving me the runaround, and so it just sucks. I mean, I'm a mom of four. My oldest daughter, she's 32. She lives in Japan. Um, and then I have a 23-year-old. He goes to Northeastern. We have some of the most prestigious colleges here in Massachusetts. And I have a 17-year-old. He's studying HVAC. And then I have my 6-year-old who they removed. And I just don't know how to fight these people. It's like you look left, you doing something wrong. You look right, you doing something wrong. Not if you do, not if you don't. And I'm trying not to go where you all doing. I completed a soap program. I've done 2 parenting classes. I am actively like doing something every day, like to please these people. And I don't even know where to go. So
Well,
you
can
know,
I ask you some questions to help you? Um, how did it all started?
sure.
Was it a knock on the door, or did someone complain about you drinking? How did it all start?
Yeah. So, well, against me. At first, it was just, they were just, it was an open incident. Then I fell and I broke my arm. I fell and I broke my arm, and I was in the presence of my daughter. And so I went to the emergency room, and my alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit, and so they removed her. So they removed her for substantiated. Basically, the original allegation was substantiated by the fall in the alcohol in my system.
Well, you know why they removed you is because alcohol is an impairment, and that may have caused you to fall. But also, the big important thing is negligence. You're negligent because you're not fully capacitated to take care of your daughter. How old is your daughter?
She said,
She's 6 years old.
but 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 nothing happened to that baby.
Well,
Nothing happened to that baby.
well,
You know,
she's not a
and
baby. She's
I fell because I was it was a weird incident because the people upstairs from me, they dragged this trash down by my door, and the trash is leaking, and it leaves a really nasty smell in the hallway. And so I was actually mopping the floor out in the hallway, and my 6-year-old, she opened the door, and I didn't have my key with me, and she tried to come out in the hallway with me, and I was like, wait a minute, and then by that time the door had closed. When I was trying to rush to stop the door from locking us out, I slipped and I fell and I broke my arm.
did you
And
did you admit that your drinking may have had something to do with it, or are you adamant that the drinking had nothing to do with it?
I'm adamant, totally you know, um, we lost our dreams back in 2016. Alcohol use is a transport addiction for me, and I'm very transparent with it, about it with my doctors. It's scientifically, like, if you look it up, you'll see that some people pick up different addictions. I mean, different. It happens. I'm not making excuses. I take full responsibility. And this may seem weird to hear, but I'm appreciating in this moment because it gives me the opportunity to really work on myself.
Have you asked them for a program, the drug rehab program? Have you asked us the CPS social workers?
In two different, I've completed like all my stuff. Like I've been doing the work. And I'm not getting any credit for it. DCF, all the services that I have obtained, participated in, I did on my own. They haven't offered me any support, and it's like the only thing they want to do is keep the visitation that, I see my daughter once every 2 weeks, okay, since February, once every 2 weeks, and the home visit. That's all DCF does. They don't do anything else.
Do you have your child, or has your child been taken? Do you have your child, or has your child been taken into social services?
She's in custody, but she's with kinship. She's been out of my care.
Okay, she's been out of your care, so maybe they don't believe. Excuse me, ma'am. Maybe they don't. Okay, ma'am, I'm trying to have a two-way conversation with you, and I wanted to interject that maybe CPS does not believe that you have a problem. I think what's happened is that CPS has taken a position that you don't want to help yourself, that you don't want to get better, so they decided not to do a reunification plan. Now, have you adamantly told the judge? Have you been to court on this matter?
When I go to court, it's basically like pre-trial stuff. My second interview coming up on January 2nd, and I mean, I have so much, that I've done in the time period from my last.
Are you using a court-appointed attorney? Okay, are you aware that a court-appointed attorney will probably do nothing for you? That a court-appointed attorney is just an attorney that maybe knows criminal law but does not know family law or juvenile law or dependency law, that they're just going to go through the motion. Do they meet with you outside of court? Well, I mean, or do they have to meet you at the courthouse? How do they meet you? Why do they not do regular courthouse? Why don't they do regular courthouse in Boston? Well, no, that was during the COVID. They had to do that, but you can request an in-person courthouse visit. That's just them being lazy. See, the problem is the presentation that you're giving to them is that you think that being drunk or drinking alcohol is all right to do. The problem being is that most people don't recognize that any kind of drugs during the raising of children should be prohibited. I mean, it's one of the sacrifices of being a parent. Now, is there a father involved?
Right.
Is there a father involved?
No.
Okay, so you were a single mom. Now, were you married to this man that created the child with you?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Is he willing to help you out financially and help you with the raising of the child, or does he want nothing to do with you?
He wants nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that's the sad part. You're in that terrible situation where women are abandoned by men that use the wrong kind of head to think things out. And I am so sorry that you've encountered this because this is traumatic. You don't know about CPS. Now, I've been fighting CPS now for 15 years. I've talked to over 3,050 people from around the world. So I know a little bit about CPS. I too was a victim. And if you tried to fight them with a court appointed attorney, you're going to get nowhere. And I know that finances may be prohibiting you from getting a real attorney. Um, Now, in Boston, Massachusetts, um, you're one of the first people I've had from Boston. So I've had other people from Massachusetts, but not from Boston. And it is a hard thing. I'm looking right now at the Boston, Massachusetts. Boston.
Can I tell you something, Mr. Vince?
It's not Vince, actually. It's Bob Pace. It's Bob Pace. You came shipped over to my live stream. This is Bob Pace doing a live stream.
What'd you say?
This is Bob Pace doing a live stream. I work for Vincent Davis.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm just trying to tell you that you called the office instead of my direct line. My problem is I just started my live stream, and so the number you saw was the number of my office. And you called the office and spoke to my reception, Jessica, who forwarded a call onto me. So I'm all right that you're talking to me early on the show. That's okay. That's why I don't put my number up, because there are housekeeping things I do at the very beginning, the first 5 minutes of my live stream. I usually put up how the text messages and then how to be a guest on my live stream. And then I put my phone number up. But that's okay that you did that. That's okay, because I enjoy talking to people and trying to help them out. I am here to help you, but it's going to be hard because you need to reestablish family reunification. And apparently they don't take you serious enough. And I don't understand why you don't have. Yeah, I know. It was only during the pandemic. It says here many routine probate and family court and juvenile court, which handles the DCF CPS matters, shifted to virtual Zoom hearings during the pandemic for efficiency. They're now often hybrid, with judges deciding in person via Zoom based on case type, with complex or evidentiary matters usually in person, but routine status update in some hearings will be virtual. So it's not only Zoom, but it's a major part of the system. You need to check with your specific notice or with your with your format with your attorney. You need to ask them, your court appointed attorney, I want to have an in person hearing. I don't want to have a Zoom hearing. And you probably did not know that you can do that. Also, you need to have your court appointed attorney present that there are 4 things, if you're going to use a court appointed attorney, that you need to tell your court appointed attorney. You need to tell your court appointed attorney that yes, you're drinking too much alcohol. And that played a major role in you being neglectful to your 6-year-old daughter. That you want to follow the direction of the court. You want to follow whatever plan the judge wants to do. Thirdly, you want to have family reunification. You want to be able to have your daughter returned to you. And fourth, you want to ask for visitations with your daughter as much as possible. As much as possible. Those are the four things you need to tell your court appointed attorney. You need to tell them that you're guilty of excessive drinking and that you were neglected to take care of your child. But you tell them and tell the lawyer that you will follow the orders of the judge and do what is ever necessary to do the third thing. It's called family reunification. And lastly, you want to have as much visitation, whether it's every day, twice a day, 3 times a week, whether it's supervised or on the Zoom call. You want to have as much visitation with your daughter. Your daughter needs to see who you are. That's so important. That's so important. So I'm trying to tell you how you have to deal with. I'm sorry? I know it's your girl. Yeah.
She's not backing down the CPS either. You know, when they try to interrogate her and they ask her questions, she asked her, you know, does your mom drink? She said, yeah, my mom drinks on the weekend when she's listening to her music and she's cleaning the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know? And,
well, you got to stop that. You got to stop the drinking. Yeah. Yeah. You have to stop the drinking. You have to go cold turkey.
There's no negotiation with alcohol in her. I've been sober. So my last drink was on July 26th.
All right.
And they asked me, and I told them, I said, yeah, I went to a block party and I had a beer. And, you know, I'm very open and transparent about my drinking with them. I never denied anything with them. I told them, you know, I'm honest, you know, and they asked me how much I drink. I said, just as much as you do. Because you're not going to tell me that you don't drink.
Well,
you know, it's interesting how they try to interrogate you. We're all human. And it sucks that they come and they try to steal your, you know, your humanity away from you. And it's like, we're not perfect. But you know what I'm going to say? You can get on the college, but I'm not going to feel defeated by these people. This is between me and God. I just pray. And, you know, that's all I can do at this point.
Well, no, I don't want you to feel that you have to leave because you can talk the whole length of my show if you like. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to have you present yourself to the Boston CPS and to your court appointed attorney that you want to amend what you did, that you recognize that drinking is not corrective behavior for raising my daughter. And I know that you said you've gone cold turkey, but it's going to take at least a year. And a drug rehab program lasts a good 6 months. It isn't a 1 month program. It isn't a 1 month program. You have to, it's hard to recognize because people socially start drinking at early ages. They may start before the age of 21. The reason why they've raised it from 18 to 21 is that they found too many people want to drink. And the problem with drinking, it's an enjoyable pleasure. It's an enjoyable social pleasure, but it's got to be done away from minors. You can't have minors, children, and drinking together. And so the problem is most parents that have children don't recognize that. They think, well, I was doing this before. It's the common thing. I'm going up the street and have a couple drinks. Well, as you saw, that let's say your daughter got into a seizure or got into some kind of a medical problem or was hurt. Did you have your senses to take care of that daughter, to take her to the hospital, to drive safely without injuring your daughter? You have to think of the worst case scenario. You have to think of the worst case scenario. And I know that's not hard to swallow because the views on drinking, you should be allowed to drink, and a lot of parents do. And but around children is a no-no. Now I've been to parties where they have children and adults drinking adult drinks when I was early on in the 60s and the 50s as a small child. I saw my parents at a party drinking. I didn't think nothing of it as a child, but CPS wasn't around until 1964. CPS did not come around in 64. It wasn't until 10 years later they had any laws in 74. And by the time 87 rolled around, they had changed CPS from family reunification to a reward system of rewarding the child protection system with $35,000 per child if they get adopted into foster care. Now things have changed now where CPS is no longer honest. They're corrupt. 50% of the CPS cases are corrupt. And they may be going hard in Boston on you, but you need to emphasize family reunification. And you need to tell them, I screwed up. I drank too much. I'm now going to drug anonymous or alcohol awareness or where the classes are called. It's a 6-month class or a 12-month class. I want other parenting classes to take to get my child back. I'm serious. I'll do whatever it takes. And you tell your court appointed attorney that. And you work with him on that. He'll work with you. He'll work with you. But if you sit there with the attitude, well, no, it's no big deal, and it was only a mistake. I only do it once a time, and you don't recognize the behavior or don't recognize it. Okay. All right.
She's with my cousin, and she's very well taken care of, and I accept full responsibility, yeah,
Okay.
I my drink, I never did anything. I've never used any other illicit drugs, with all due respect to everyone's journey, I smoked weed when it was called reefer. I don't know what that is. I can't accept it. I've never used cocaine, heroin. I've never used a drug.
Well, those are gateway drugs. Marijuana. I know that. Let me tell you about marijuana. Marijuana is a gateway to other drugs. Everybody that's done cocaine or done heroin or any of the other drugs out there, drugs laced with fentanyl, they end up killing themselves. That is always started with marijuana. So even though marijuana is legal in Colorado, doesn't mean it's right. They say it's for medicinal usage and so forth like that. All I know is smoking, alcohol, and drugs don't mix with raising children. If you're going to have a child in life, you have to be devoted to that child. It's a sacrifice we make for 18 years. I've raised 6 children. 6 children. One is in the 40s, 2 are in the 30s, and 3 are in the 20s. And my youngest just turned 20, and he's in college, and he's finally moved out. But during my time with my wife, we did not use drugs around the children. We went probably too much out with the children. Our dates consisted of our children and us. We had Disneyland passes, so we went every night to Disneyland 365 days out of the year. That was our entertainment. And I regret doing that because I was spoiling the children. And because of my job at that time, I could afford it. But that was not, I know I made my mistakes too. So, what I'm trying to say is
Right.
that you need to change the mind of the social workers and their to know that you're serious and you need to be on a family reunification plan. You need to get the instated. You need to have your court appointed attorney fight for that. He needs to present that to court that my client, which is you, is serious enough to give up the drugs, to go to a drug rehab program, to take parenting classes because she wants her daughter back. She wants her daughter back. And the sooner you recognize it, the sooner you get your court appointed attorney, the better off you be. Because right now, they're going to have a hearing that you're not going to like. It's called a termination hearing, where they terminate your parental rights for education, medical to your child. That is something you don't want to have happen. You don't want any of that to happen.
Right.
And you got to appeal any decision that's
Right.
come against you. Any appeal is necessary if you want to get your daughter back. And again, it's going to be hard with a court appointed attorney because they will not fight for you. You got to kick them in the seat of the pants or the girl in the seat of pants. I don't know if it's a girl or boy you have, but you need to tell them that you represent me. And I'm serious. If you don't represent me, then you're doing negligence and I can sue you. I also going to report you to the state bar, to the capital of Massachusetts, and contact the state bar and have your license revoked because you're not defending me. So that's what you need to instill in your court appointed attorney. I know it's going to be hard, but if they refuse after you tell them that, then you need to go to the courthouse and go to the public defender's office and get a new court appointed attorney. You need someone that's going to fight for you, someone that is going to be there for you. And I don't know if your court appointed attorney is like that with you right now. I don't know if they are. And I know these are harsh words to hear from me because it is a hard fact. Yesterday or the last 2 days, I've been dealing with a guy in Tennessee called Michael, and he insisted on doing a plea bargain. Well, they zapped a felony on him. He didn't know. He thought they would do a misdemeanor, and he was coerced. But he's appealing the case. But he comes on my show and asks for help, and so I have a good knowledge. I've been married for 43 years. I have 61 years of working of life skills. I certainly know a thing or two about CPS. I've been doing this show now for 25 months, and I've talked to people from around the world, and all of them want to uh, get their child back. And that's the hardest thing you can do is to fight for your child. It is so hard to do it because every
Yes,
day
sir.
you got to do it.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get my baby back, and I'm gonna come back on your show, and I'm gonna say, guess what? She's back.
Well, I hope that
I'm
is the
claiming it. I'm
case.
decreeing it in the name of Jesus.
Right. I hope that is the case, but you got to work at it. It isn't going to be easy. You're not going to like what
And
they tell you to do. And you're going to have to give up something that
it's
you've been
fine.
doing for a long time. I understand. I understand. I'm here for
It's
you.
fine.
Yeah.
I can,
I know you can. I know
I
you
can
can.
do it.
Yeah.
That's what I said. There's only cocaine alcohol when it comes to my baby, you know.
Yeah.
I miss her, and I went to some trials and tribulations, you know, divorce, dancing parent, and going to college, going, doing life and life. And I became a mom when I was 15 years old.
How old? How old?
I'm 47 now.
No, how old were your mom?
I became a mom. I became a mom when I was 15 years old. I'm 47 now.
Yeah, 15 is a little early age to be a mother. And that's something that's a whole different subject. But our society is to the point where it is sad that our social media helps children learn about sexual exploitations. Now, I'm not against social media, but it has to be controlled. And a lot of parents are suffering because of that, because they put restrictions. My kids couldn't have a cell phone.
And that's baby back home with me because I am, I feel she's safer here with me because, once you put pictures, I know how to raise a child. My kids are successful. My 32-year-old, she lives in Japan. She has a master's degree in Asian studies, and she teaches, she speaks, reads, and writes Japanese.
Okay.
She reads and for students that are coming over here from Japan.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. I just said good afternoon in Japanese. Konnichiwa. I used to live in Japan. And I've been to Japan over 25 times. So I know all about Japan. They will. They will.
He's actually his year criminology. This semester he's studying cybersecurity.
Okay.
My
Okay.
17-year-old, he studies HVAC. And me, I'm a critical care.
Okay. Those are professional occupations. The only hiccup it looks like in your life was drinking. That was all. And making the poor decision of men. Maybe is the father the same father? Is the father the same father of all three of your children?
Yeah.
So you have had the man.
And he's a Boston police officer. He's a Boston police officer. And I chose not to deal with him. It's not that he doesn't choose to deal with me. I chose not to deal with him.
And why is that? Is he abusive? Is he abusive?
No, he wasn't abusive. He was just narcissistic and manipulating. And
okay.
In a moment, I'm going to stand my ground.
Yes. You're a good woman. I can tell you. You're very similar to my cohort over in New York. She does the same thing I do, a live stream on Monday. Her name is KK Richardson, and she's in Brooklyn, New York. And Brooklyn's a very rough area, but she is a very, very strong woman. And I know the kind of woman you are. So I know you can get through this, but it's going to be a long road. Yeah, I understood. I have one of my children that went to Boston. They went to Boston at Harvard. Yeah, they went to Boston at Harvard.
It's just not this, and it's that, it's just not this, and it's that. It's like, I don't know what it is to be strong. I went up on my way through so much, and I don't know. I kind of found a solace in alcohol. I don't know, but I got this, and you just pray for me, and I'll pray for you.
Oh, I am.
Going through this because someone comes and just steals your whole property away from you. I'm looking for. He can mind you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And you know your stuff. I don't play when it comes to my kids. You know what I mean? And it was a bump in the road. This is a bump in the road. And I'm going to get over it. And I'm staying positive. I'm not going to feel defeated. This is not the end. You got a long way to go. And they got to fight on their hands. Because I'm not going to give up. you said, reunification. And I appreciate the opportunity to have to work on myself, to learn more about myself, and it's okay. I'm all right. So, but I'm okay, and it's gonna be all right. And I'm gonna come up with a testimony and tell you, look, look how this got turned around. Let's just clap for that. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's coming.
When is your next court appearance? When is your next court appearance?
Well, my next the next thing up on the agenda is a foster care review, and that's going to help February 22nd. And so I'm getting them in their own game because what I started doing was doing urine, and they don't even know, doing blood tests, drug testing, and they don't even know that. So when we go into court, I'm just gonna do my test, do my drug test, whatever they test me for, drugs, whatever, and I'm gonna give that information to my lawyer. I'm not even gonna let DCF know that I'm doing it. So that's the last thing. That's like my pew to them.
Okay. All right.
When they say, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna take them in their own game, and then they say, oh, we questions he's still using and da da da. And that's when my lawyer's gonna say, well, wow, yeah. She's had clean urine for a blood test for here's 30 tests that she's
okay. You need to get that. You need to get that across. You need to get that across. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at right now.
Right.
They can say whatever, but I have to prove.
Right. Well, you need to get back in court. You need to get back in court. You need to get out of the Zoom. You need in court. And I want to stop for one moment here to say hello to some of my family members that have come in. Amanda Jean is from Oregon. She's a Native American Indian. She's having a hard time getting her child to be back in the tribe. CPS is refusing to allow her children, who are Indian children that have been registered with a federal recognized tribe under the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978. They're refusing it. And she's gone to the tribal chiefs. And so that is so much corrupt there in Oregon, with a white social worker integrated the tribe and refuses to turn the child over, which by law, they have an Indian Child Welfare Act that was initiated in 78 that says if the child's registered of a federal recognized Indian tribe, that CPS automatically turns them over to the Indian tribe for them to take care of their Indian children. So anyway, she's been fighting that. Also, I want to say hello to Andrea Frascus. She is a mother in a town outside of Chicago, Illinois. She has a 14-year-old daughter that's turned against her, that's refusing things and saying negative things about her. Also, I want to say hello to Lisa Barkley from Montana. And Lisa is a mother who has a 5-year-old child that is on the road to getting him brought home. She's had good results since being on my show for the past 6 months. And Andrea just told me that she has a visit tomorrow with her 14-year-old daughter. That's good news. That's certainly good news. So I do have family, and you, by the way, ma'am, are part of my family. So you're welcome to be here as much as you can. You can call me twice a day if you want, but I'm here to help you, to try to talk you through the things, to try to understand what CPS in Boston is doing. You can't trust them. You cannot trust them. They are bad. I hate to tell you that 50% of the child protection systems are bad. So it is a hard battle that you're fighting with. And I realize that, and I recognize that. So, and Lisa now is tell me,
I thank you, you're an awesome person, and
well,
God
thank
bless
you.
you for the time that you spend to people,
Yes,
and
thank
to
you.
help them. You're a blessing, and I will definitely keep you posted. Again, I'm Monique from Boston,
Right,
and
right, Monique. I
I
won't
like to
forget. I
I'm the
won't
only
forget
person
you,
who
Monique.
from
Yeah.
Boston, so I'm gonna stand out.
Okay. All right, Monique.
I'm gonna
Thank
stand out
you for
when you hear
spending
this.
me. Thank you for spending time with me and the show. Everybody in the show welcomes you as part of the family. Monique from Boston. And furthermore, Lisa says some good news. She's
Thank
having a
you.
visit. I have three. I have two of my family members having visits today. I'm so happy because several weeks ago they weren't even talking to their children. So good things are rubbing off on them. Good things are rubbing off on them. So I'll be talking to you, Monique. God bless you. All right. All
All right,
right.
thank you so much.
You bet.
Say bye. Say ciao.
Ciao. Okay. All right.
Okay, take care.
Well, as they say, sayonara in Japan. Sayonara. And you'll yes me not asai, which means good night. Sayonara. Okay. Bye
Okay,
bye. Bye
take
bye.
care. Be
Bye
blessed. Have a
bye.
beautiful holiday.
Okay.
Everyone.
All right. All
Okay,
right.
from the family.
All right.
A great holiday.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Later.
Okay. That was Monique from Boston, Massachusetts. A woman in her 40s who started having children at age 15. And somehow she's had the same father for all. I think she says she has three children. She has an older daughter who's working in Japan. She has a son who's 17. And then she has a 6-year old. And apparently the father wants nothing to do with it. But that's a long time to have children, not be responsible. But, people's lives are different. No one lives are the same. And I want to help you, um, Lisa. I want to help you, Andrea, and I want to help you. Um, 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 all three of you are in my live stream, along with Monique, who just talked and called in from Boston. She's one of my new people. And I'm slowly talking to more and more people from around the world. And I looked at the time now. It's 10:48. So in 2 minutes, my show will have to go. Almost short of my time frame here. So I'm glad to hear the good news. I want to hear how the visit goes, Lisa, with your son. And Andrea, I want to hear um, how your visit goes in Illinois. I want to hear how you're talking to your 14-year-old. And Amanda, I wanted somehow you're going to have to go to the top. You have to go to the chief. There is corruption in your tribe. A social worker should not be running the tribe. A chief elected by the people, a legitimate chief, should be the one that rules the tribe. And the tribe should take care of its own. It's federal property the tribe has. They're a federal recognized tribe up in Oregon. And they're the best people that can take care of your family member. You need to turn them over to them so they can put the child with an Indian family, who in turn will you do your corrective matters there, Andrea, um, and Amanda. I'm sorry, Amanda Jean, and you get your child back. You should get your child back. Now, I want to thank you all for um, listening to my live stream and for coming back. I am going to put up another number here. It's called the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. That is a federal government um, entity that was created by Donald Trump for president as one of his campaign promises that he weed out the corruptness in government. there's overspending and wasteful tactics happening in government organizations. This organization goes through and finds out people that are sitting at home and collecting a paycheck that shouldn't be getting a paycheck. They have a website. Please look at it. They have 2 phone numbers that do work. I've called them both. They're in Washington, D.C., area code 202. It's the White House. And they have an email, doge@mail.house.gov. And you can send in your complaints. Now, you should try to resolve it at the county level. If you can't resolve it at the county level through a manager, or actually start with a supervisor, a manager, or the director, then you go to the state level and speak to the civil rights coordinator and try to resolve it there. If that doesn't work, then you come to Doge. So I want to thank all the people that have been a part of my live stream. Monique from Boston, Massachusetts, Andrea Frescas from outside Chicago, Illinois, Lisa Barkley from Montana, Amanda Jean from Oregon. Thank you all for being part of my live stream. There'll be a short video when I conclude my live stream. I'll be on again tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please join me. I do care about every one of you. Do not give up on your children. See me first. God bless you and have a great day. Bob.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith